checked in. And so as I call your name, if you could unmute, let me know that you have a name on the screen, whether it's correct or not, and who you're representing here today. So I'll start with Maura Robson. If you could unmute. Okay.
Yes, that's me.
Hi, Maura. Is it Maura?
Yes, Mara. Sounds like Laura with an M.
Got it. Got it. And you are one of the owners, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Paulson. Okay,
Yes.
great. Mr. Paulson?
Yeah, Jim Paulson. I'm the owner. My name is misspelled for some reason. It's Paulsen, but
Got it. Okay, fantastic. Welcome. I have a Mike Ulanaki.
Ulenhage. I'm the architect working with Maura and Jim.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, I see we have Kathleen Meehan from the City Zoning Department. Welcome, Kathleen. And I have a John BYCZ.
That's me.
Okay, could you confirm that what your name is and how to spell it?
Yeah. John Biskowski. I'm a neighbor.
Okay, and you
These
can
are-
spell your last name for me.
B is in boy, Y is in yellow, C is in cow, Z is in zebra, KOWSKI.
All right, great, welcome. All right, on the applicant owner side, are we expecting anyone else to join us here today?
no.
Okay, great. So let's go ahead and get started. I need to read through our hearing script. This will basically just cover the procedure for the hearing, and then we will go ahead and get started. I'm going to throw everyone on mute. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. All right, so this is the October 4th, 2023 session of the Zoning Hearing Examiner docket. The case before us today is case number ZH20230144. That's 1015 Richwood Drive. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and any potential opposing parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the Zoning Hearing Examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any other party would like to present must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. Any member of the public will then have an opportunity to speak after the applicant has presented its case. I'll hear from the zoning department, Ms. Meehan, after the public. In the event that any party testifies or offers argument in opposition to an application, the applicant will have an opportunity to respond to that testimony in opposition. And then finally, the applicant will have an opportunity to make any closing statements. For our purposes here today, I'll let the Robsons Ms. Robson and Mr. Paulson, to the extent they would like to provide testimony, I'll allow them, and Mr. Ulenhage to tell me about the project, background, anything they think I need to know, of course, why they think I should grant the relief that's requested. You all can orient that presentation however you want. All three of you can speak, one of you can speak. It's really up to you. I'll then go to the neighbor that we have here today. I'll allow Ms. Meehan to provide any testimony in addition to her staff report. I'll allow you all to respond to anything you've heard from the neighbor or from Ms. Meehan and make any closing statements. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or make any comments. In the event of any technical difficulties, I'll do my best to troubleshoot those on the fly, but to the extent there's some defect that prevents us from meaningfully going forward with the hearing, I may continue or postpone the hearing at my discretion. Okay. Last thing I need to do is just swear in all of our witnesses. So if you intend on providing any testimony here today, making any comments, asking any questions, really doing anything other than just strictly observing, then the zoning code requires that I swear you in. So if you know now that that's you and you'd like to provide some testimony, I'd like to collectively swear all those people in together. So if that is you, if you could take yourself off mute, need everyone to raise their right hand and to answer out loud. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
I do.
I do.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you all. All right, who's going to be taking the lead here on the presentation from the applicant?
I can do that.
All right, floor is yours.
I would like to present a few drawings that I've submitted.
No problem.
We'll start with Kathleen, do you have access to the drawings?
I have them in my staff report.
So, Mr. Yulin, if you have them on your screen, you can share your screen if you're familiar with that feature of Zoom. That way you can control the cursor. Sometimes it's easier if you share them yourself and talk through them. Would that work? I have the drawings on my end. I can share my screen, but it's just a lot easier if you have control of what's on the screen.
All right. I am somewhat unfamiliar how to share my screen.
So on the on the bottom with all the tools, there's a green share screen. At least it's green on my end. Click that, and then it should give you options of which screen you want to share.
Okay.
There we go.
Can you see a site plan?
We can just see the very top of the site plan, not the full. There we go.
There we go.
Now we can see it all now.
Okay, this is the site plan showing Moore and Jim's property. As you can see, it is a pie-shaped property. The extent goes out to Richwood Circle, and it comes to a point in the back. This shows you where the building is located on the site. Right here on the site plan, I'm showing the area that we plan to add on top of. Everything that you see hatched is part of the existing structure. And the addition is going to be located directly above an existing rear portion of their house and will not be extending further beyond that. I'd like to show you, can you see a section drawing?
Yes.
So this generally shows you how the building is existing. The existing building exists wherever I'm showing my cursor. And right now I'm putting what is called a new bedroom on top of an existing family room. So it's to be located directly above an existing rear portion of the house. So that is what we are proposing to do.
Okay.
I'd like to present some photos. This shows you, can you see the photos?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. This shows you the house. The house is a pie-shaped property. The address is 1015 Richwood. The property on the left is 1005. That's over here. And here is another angle at the front, and 1025 is on the right side. I'm going to take you around, starting from the right side of the house and show you all the parameters of the property. So to familiarize yourself with what's the existing conditions. So imagine, if you would, that we are walking along the right side of the property. And here I am on the right side of the property viewing back. You see 225 to the left, and our house is to the right. This is another view of the same situation. There's a fence line going along there. This is the top part is a panoramic and somewhat distorted view, but it shows you 1005 on the left and 1025 on the right. At the very rear of the property, where it comes to a point, this is the conditions behind a play structure that exists there. And it shows you their fence line, which actually doesn't exactly follow the property line as it comes to a point. the fence has been angled off there, so it doesn't actually include the very far corner of it within the fenced in area. This shows you some views towards 1005 along the back property line. And again, over here. This is showing you where we plan to put this in addition. It's directly to be located directly above this existing rear portion of the house. This rear portion of the house has a relatively flat roof. And we would like to extend on top, directly on top of this, mostly functioning a master suite above, primary suite above this existing portion of the house. For the most part, this existing portion of the house houses their family room. I am showing another existing part of the building. Again, our addition would go directly above this area in here houses currently a laundry area, and that would be reconfigured with our new addition. This shows you more views of the property. This is from a rear patio. And this shows you from the roof deck what's going on. So there's a relatively flat roof with, and this is the area that we want to place our addition on top of. Connecting into this area, which will be modified heavily to accommodate our plans to renovate, to add on to the house. I'm going to click out of that. So I'm going to, now that you had a chance to take a look at that, I'm going to re-show you the site plan, showing you the area of our addition. It would be right here. This is the existing.
So you jumped out of the share screen.
Okay.
You jump back in.
I'm sorry. How is
It's okay.
that?
We're on the site plan again. You can see your
Okay.
cursor.
So now that you've had a chance to take a look at that, what we've done is we've traversed around this perimeter here to take a look at what's going on and viewed this area, which is where our addition will be happening. Does anybody have any questions about that?
I think I'll hold my questions for now. I may have a couple more after we hear some more testimony.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to present or provide now?
That is the above what I had turned in with my letter to you and our reasonings we're requesting. My clients would like to place an addition on top of an existing one-story section of their house, and it would not be further encroaching upon the rear sight line. The rear setback is, since they have an existing irregular shaped property, it doesn't neatly fit within the zoning rear setback restrictions. And perhaps Kathleen could talk more about that if you want.
Sure. Okay, great. Thank you for that testimony and that presentation. Did the owners want to say anything before I moved on to the public? Okay.
I have nothing to say.
Okay, great. Did the neighbor, John, did you want to provide any comment or have any questions?
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
Like it.
If you do want to provide any testimony or ask any questions, you'll need to activate your camera and I need to swear you in.
I do not.
Okay, all right, great. Ms. Meehan, anything you want to provide in addition to your staff report?
I just, as Michael stated, this property is in an SF6 zoning district, so the requirement for the rear yard setback would be 35 feet. They are on an irregular shaped lot, as Mr. Uhlenhake noted. Because of the kind of pie-shaped lot, we did figure what the average rear setback would be, and in this case, it is 30 feet. So it is not compliant with the 35-foot required setback in SF6. So they have a non-conforming lot, so they need the relief of 5 feet in order to construct this addition on top of the existing first floor family room. Again, because of the irregular shaped lot, it doesn't meet the zoning code. So they need relief for that.
Okay, great. And you are recommending approval?
Yes.
All right, great. Thanks, Kate.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Anything, Mr. Uhlenhake, in closing or otherwise before we adjourn?
I would say my clients have contacted both of the adjoining neighbors. I can not imagine any other neighbor being affected by this property, by a proposed addition. Both neighbors on both sides have sent letters in, which I have submitted as part of our zoning relief request. And they were both in favor of my client being able to create this addition. I will say quite a few homes in this immediate neighborhood have enjoyed the privilege of being able to create additions onto their homes as well. And my clients would like to do so to improve their quality of life. They have been residents of the street for several decades, long-standing decades, and they intend to live here for a long time.
Okay, great. Well, I want to thank you for your testimony and your presentation, Mr. Uhlenhake. I agree with you and agree with the points that you've made. I think it would be impractical to strictly enforce the zoning code to this particular application. And I agree that the shape of the lot and the age of the lot and the home create practical difficulties that, again, would be impractical to strictly enforce the zoning code. So I'm going to approve the project. I need to formalize that approval in a written decision. I mentioned at the beginning of the hearing that typically takes about 2 weeks. I think that's probably a realistic estimate. What I do is as soon as I finish that decision, I put it into a PDF and I email it to everybody who's in the hearing here today. So you all will have a copy of it really just moments after it's complete. As soon as you have that copy of the decision, excuse me, you can work with our zoning department, in particular Ms. Meehan, and she can approve the permitting and hopefully you can move forward at that point.
Great, thank you
Okay.
so much.
Sure, of course. If you have any questions, or do you have any questions right now about the process or anything like that?
I do not.
Okay, great. Well, if anything comes up, feel free to reach out to me. I'm sure Kate would be happy to field questions as well. If you'd like a status update on the decision, just email me directly. I'm happy to let you know where I'm at. But as soon as I finish that, I'll get it out to you all. Good luck with the project. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and we
Thank
are
you.
adjourned.